Hello, family members. Longest time. Thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for always coming around to watch what we are discussing here and to better our lots together. And appreciation to as many as has been supporting our dreams, our passion, our request in the past few weeks. That many things that have been going on. It's sort of put a pause on what I've planned, because I remember the day I actually got a circular. I was trying to record about self sponsorship pathway to OSCE in the United Kingdom and all that. But I was doing the recording and a prop came on my phone about the circular, and I put a stop to what I was doing to just have a reading. Everything just changed. I'm really very sorry. Then after that recording, it was like a real stress to me. Like it was sort of a big stressor to me to see that such things were about happening in a country where I was made a nurse. And so thank you for supporting my voice. I knew some things in the video were quite like extremely firm, and if anything sounded offensive to any one of you, could you please pardon me from your heart, the bottom of your hearts. But then, yeah, it is what it is, and we need to get things going positively for ourselves. It would be a disservice to ourselves if our profession is pushed to that level they were thinking they want to push us to. It would be a very, very big hit below the belt if such things were allowed to slip, or if we just embrace them and keep on like close our eyes like things were not happening. If we do that, in the next few years, we may look back at a time like this and just think, but why did we not act that time? So it's actually great we are acting now. Appreciation to everybody around the world giving nurses support. Thank you, nurses everywhere, nurses occupying everywhere, nurses, family members and friends physically, friends on social media, people that are identifying with us and seeing our pain and bearing our pain with us. We appreciate you. I know it's really going to pan out very well for everybody. But now let me just quickly talk about recruitment again. We know it's become really tough, and some people have tried to pass through self-sponsorship. So it's not everyone that is getting the sponsorship things, like having positive responses from home office, especially with visa applications. And if you've made that effort, maybe you've made several efforts to get jobs but you couldn't, and tried the self-sponsorship pathway and you did not have your visa in positively, I would just encourage you to please, this is the strong time not to waver or wither, time not to look back, time not to check your clocks or wristwatches. It is just the time to fling it all out and keep applying, keep applying, keep applying, keep hope alive. Like, I've seen people whose examinations have expired, they've written their tests, they've passed their test, and they are still struggling to get these jobs. Like, they've written the test all over. That means for 2 years they were unable to secure job. We never thought it's going to come to a time like this. But then here we are. The NHS is actually struggling because they are the largest recruiter so far, but they are struggling with fundings. So it's not easy as it was some years back, but even as it is not, people are still getting things done. So let's look at what Scotland has been bringing out for us. Yeah, last year I know these guys were the major supporters and recruiters of nurses from my area, from my arena, and so hopefully this year will not be an exemption. And so there are loads and loads and loads of stuff. I know that many people have heard that Scotland is very cheap. And these days we are hearing things that like making it seem like Scotland is not as cheap as we used to think it was. I doubt if it is as cheap as we used to think it was. But whatever the situation, what you need is getting yourself in here, get your OSCE done, then pass your OSCE, have your PIN, keep firing on at your workplaces. So I know as expensive as it is, it's still not as expensive as areas like London, areas around some southwest states, counties. So please take it easy. Check the link that I will put here, because there are loads and loads and loads of jobs in this particular NHS. Structure your CV very well, like you should do it. Put in your cover letter if need, and put a good representation of yourself for your personal statement if you are not using cover letter, and let it go forward. If there is a need to do a phone follow-up with them, they used to put some numbers that you can call after each jobs, then put a call through to them. Don't waste your money, but then don't try to be very stingy, withholding your money to yourself. This is a time to go all out in prayers, in efforts, in courage, and seek support from others. And may I just advise as many as are really struggling, just please keep hope alive. Don't despair. Don't be depressed. I know it could be frustrating and depressing, but the best you can do for yourself is to smile through it all, so that when your testimony comes, you will have many beautiful things to say. I'm not going to list the jobs around. I will just leave you with the link so that you can extract those ones that they are putting up sponsorship for. Few things that I want to say about this place is that they are very particular about their TB test, and they are really, really, really very particular, such that if they see anything hazy or cloudy on your blood test, then they want to investigate further, and so you may be at home for some months. And I think they don't pay people for those periods that people are waiting to get their TB test, their TB test reports back or something, or to get things clearer with the TB test. So please, if you happen to get that job from them, prepare that, okay, your TB, your serological TB test might come out fine, or maybe might need to be investigated further. And if that's happening, you are not likely going to be any. I'm not sure whether they pay them, but it was like they were not paying them in that phase. So ensure you load your wallets well with good money. Another thing is that I think that area, they struggle with accommodation, maybe because we feel everything is cheap here and there. Maybe possibly people have been flooding them. So I've had friends who have had to stay in hotel for a very long time, like months, not just weeks. And hotels around are not just tiny money, so you have to really load your wallets with good money. But I know if you get the job, you will gladly try to let the money be in your wallet. So these are the things I have to encourage everyone. Please keep hope alive, and we are back here again to start encouraging ourselves, putting posts up for ourselves, so that we can see what is going on, whether in the UK, whether in New Zealand, whether in Australia, and to actually explore other professions, other careers, other occupations that are there, to explore them as much as we can, so that everything will pan out beautifully for everybody. I wish everyone a very beautiful weekend, and as we march into the next week, it's going to be a week of blessing to everyone. Thank you, guys. God bless you.